time to get those plant and garden questions answered.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here today. Thanks for coming in, Lisa.
I braved the rain.
We were going to do this at the Bruce Company.
Dicey drive.
Puddles out there.
The number to call is 270-9933, and we have 3 lines open if you would like to ask Lisa a question. So thanks for braving it today.
No worries.
Let's go ahead and get to the phones. We'll start with Mark in Fitchburg. Hi, Mark. What's your question?
Hey there. I'm growing some plum trees, and I'm growing some plum trees.
We got you.
That's just like 4 years now, and I'm not getting any blossoms that are turning into plums. I've been giving them an organic boost, fertilizer and manure, and I just at a loss as what more I could do.
Well, plum trees, I'm assuming that you've got them planted in a full sun location because that's the #1 thing that they're going to need. We have had the last couple of springs some really dicey spring weather where they might start to develop some flower buds, and then we get hit with a really cold snap, and that would really affect flowers on plum trees. So make sure that they're in the full sun, and if they're in sort of a low spot in your yard where the cold air would settle, as the spring is ramping up, that might have something to do with it too.
Does that kind of apply with all fruit trees where you get this tricky timing with the frosts and the buds coming up?
Yeah, and plum trees are, you know, cherries, peaches, that whole group, they tend to flower early as soon as we get nice weather, and then we get a cold snap and they're done.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, let's go to line 2. Rick is in Madison. Rick, what's your question?
Hi, Pat. I have a Patmore ash tree in my yard that's like a third dead with 2 great big branches dead. Are they salvageable with treatment?
I think you've got emerald ash borer. You know, without looking at it, it's hard to know. No. The bare tree and shrub, the 12 year-round seasonal thing, they say that they have had success saving trees that have been affected by about 30 to 40%. So,
we have the town of Madison that came and repaired one in the behind the Ashley Home Store, and it's doing very well.
Yeah, so I would try that, you know, one time and see if you can get some improvement on it. But, you know, it might be on its way out and time to think about replacing it with something else, not an ash.
You recommend that, do you guys even sell ash trees anymore? I mean,
no, nobody does anymore.
Okay, that's
nobody does
smart
anymore.
with all this
yeah,
EAV
people
stuff.
that have them in good shape, treat them.
Yeah.
But Bayer does say that they have had some success bringing trees back.
Oh, that's
It's a
good.
shame because there's so many of them.
They are
and they're
beautiful. Yes,
the yellow
they are.
color.
All right, let's go to Betty in Beloit. Hi, Betty. What's your question?
Yes, my question is about a flowering crab tree. I'd like to know when is the best time to trim it.
Betty, what you're going to want to do is, if you're just sort of shaping it out, that would be now. We'll soon start to set flower buds for flowers for next year. If you're talking about like major branch removal or anything like that, thinning out the canopy, you'd want to do that once the tree is dormant, so after it loses its leaves.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling today.
Let's go to Judy in Spring Green. Judy, go ahead. What's your question?
Yes, thank you. There was an article in the paper this weekend about an African lion tail plant, which looked very good, but I was thinking that native plants are better for one's garden.
Well, I think that native plants are a palette. It's a choice. There are different things that you can plant in your yard. I would certainly be careful and advise people to watch out for things that might be invasive, because that has some really serious effects on what you have in your garden and what's in the rest of the environment. But there's nothing wrong with using exotic stuff. I have a garden full of Japanese maples. I have a black walnut next door, which is a native, and there's little else I can plant. So go ahead and try it. See what happens.
All right, let's go. Okay, let's try to get Mark from Madison on the line. Hi, Mark. What's your question?
Hey, thank you. Quick question. So I've been really lucky in growing grass this year, and now there's some areas that look like it's dying, and I was wondering, could that be a fungus because there's a lot of water that's going through there with the humidity and heat that we're seeing? And should I treat it with fungicide? So I would like an answer to that if you have an answer.
It certainly could be fungus. There are a couple that are that like the high heat and humidity of the early summer. It also could be grub damage. So what I would do is get a sample and bring it into the store so we can take a look at it. No point in putting down a fungicide if it's insect related.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
Good
very
stuff.
good.
Lots of people lining up.
Yeah, thanks for your calls, everybody. Sorry we're out of time, but good to see you, Lisa. Thank
to
you
see you
so
guys
much
too.
for coming in. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Safe going home.
Yeah, we'll be right back.